the next match. So with Senegal played perfectly. We know Senegal is a physical team. They know they have speed and pace. But what they did in this game is they did something brilliant. They had a very high line, but they had a 4-5-1. They had a very high line so that as soon as Egypt gets the ball, if they want to counterattack, Senegal has 5 men in midfield who can block it. And also it gives their defenders time to run back and track back. So they had a high line, but they didn't press. And having that very, very high line, because their high line was so good, as soon as Egypt got the ball, Egypt was 80 meters from the goal, and the defenders are right there, and the midfield is right in their face. So what Senegal did was they overloaded the midfield and blocked it so that Egypt couldn't find any spaces centrally or through the flanks to quickly do their counterattack. And the Senegal players, because they had a high line and they didn't press, they had enough space for their defenders to track back. And at some point, Egypt, I don't know, the big mistake they made in this game was that they sat back and didn't become aggressive. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they were afraid that Senegal was going to press them. And also, the reason they also stayed back was because Nicholas Jackson was pinning them. And he didn't do his usual rubbish where he drops into midfield for no reason or go to the left for no reason and creates space in the void, which dragged the midfield. What do you think of Bolabi? I got my theory to right today, guys.
Yeah,
what do you think of Bolabi?
Your point.
Senegal completely took away. I mean, they had studied the Egyptian team and they discovered that Egypt's biggest weapon was counterattack. So they took that away from them. They played a very high defensive line and made sure they were compact. They forced Egypt to play very deep. At times, you could look at the Egyptian players. They were about 80 yards from the goal of Senegal. Even when Egypt managed to win the ball, the Senegal midfielders just crowded around them. Pape Gueye and Kamara quickly closed them down and won back possession. And Egypt could not cross the halfway line. I think they had studied Egypt very well, that all Egypt wanted was to win the ball and try a counterattack at pace. But Egypt, if you look at Egypt's game, Senegal did not rush their attacks. They controlled the pace of the game. They slowed things down to draw Egypt out of their defensive shell by using wide wingers and fullbacks. So it looked like
AFCON 1987, where team plays look bang 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 bang.
Yes,
they slowed that shit down. Where you walk with the ball, no press, no nothing, man.
Yes,
because Egypt knew that if Egypt tried to press, you already have Nicholas Jackson and those guys there forward pinning it would have just blown up in their face. That's why Egypt sat back. What do you think? Yeah.
It was like a boa constrictor, patient, and then luring them out of their shell and finding spaces, safe in the knowledge that they have technically brilliant players who would take on the Egyptian players one-on-one. And they had the physicality as well. So at the end of the day, Senegal knew it wasn't going to be a harvest of goals. It was just going to be a victory by the odd goal. So they made sure they kept themselves compact. If you look at their defense, the space between the defenders were very small. They didn't want Egypt to play through them because they know that Egypt thrives on space. So I think it was a well thought out tactical plan by Pape.
And also we have to remember that goal that Mane scored, it was the result of 80 minutes of probing, constricting, squeezing until you find space. And when you have Mane, because Mane's supposed to be on the left, a left winger, he was in a central position. That ball came to him by accident, and he scored. But that was because they had been working on loosening Egypt's defense. But it was very tight. I give congratulations to Egypt because the way they lost was through a half chance. And that shows you that Senegal had to work very hard to create a situation for a half chance. What are your thoughts, Mr. Warif?
Yeah, well, Senegal, those like the West African guys, those guys are physical and they don't fear anybody. You have Mane there right from the time when he was playing for Southampton. He has been one of my fans. I was one of his fans. Good. The guy is strong. He's physical.
He letter and said, "Thank you, Mr. Warif." Go ahead.
So, like Mr. Falabi said, North Africans or Egyptians, they like counter attack. From Mamouche, what's it called, Moussala, those are their kind of play. And you cannot do that with Senegal because Senegal is physical. They can go for massive attack, massive defense to return. Yeah. So it was a good, and they have the endurance, not just being physical. I learned something from Mustafa. There's a difference between being physical and having endurance, have endurance. Some players can be physical, but they gas out easily. But the Senegalese players, they are like those Malian players. They are physical and they have the endurance. They can endure pressure. So I think that's what gives them. an edge over the Egyptians.
Do you remember that Muslim guy that used to play for Everton, the Nigerian guy, Yakubu? What's his name? That one is physical, but no endurance. Remember that?
What losing that had to go the lot in the World Cup.
That one will get tired after 10 minutes.
Man, open net, he played it over the bar. So I think it's good. The final is going to be an interesting game between Morocco.
Oh, that game is going to be
Senegal. But my fear in that game is still the officiating. Yeah. My fear is still the officiating. They want to influence the ref. So I think it's going to be an explosive. And what's it called? And again, it's that game. Senegal. They are going to watch that game to see how the Moroccans bullied Nigerians. Yeah. And also Nigerians are going to watch the game between Egypt and Senegal. What Senegal did to curtail the Egyptians. So it's going to be a funny game.
Senegal has good space, so it's like Morocco's compact style won't work well against Senegal because Senegal will just surround them with space and pass the ball, and they're going to make Morocco run to them. Don't you think that's going to happen, Afolabi? You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with you. That's what's going to happen, basically. Yeah. But what I want Senegal to do that Nigeria did not do was, it's a final. Somebody's going to win anyway. There's no game after this.
No, just play your game.
Yeah. Don't be conservative. Throw caution to wins. Run at them. Press them, dribble, get an early goal. Then if you do that, Morocco, all the tactical plan is thrown out of the window.
Play your game.
Yes, then they come at you. Then the spaces will open. Because if you continue to play that game of attrition, Chelsea kind of game, Morocco thrives on those kind of complex situations.
Yeah. And trust me, Morocco will have an answer for if Senegal tries to keep the ball away from them because Morocco is flexible. Morocco's team is like a chameleon. They will adapt. All right, we're almost done, man. You guys, our best show so far. What are you thinking, Mr. Segodi?
Segodi.
All right. I know.
I think it's Segodi. We always say the G. It's not supposed to say the G. Yeah, go ahead.
What I think about Egypt-Senegal... What I think about Egypt-Senegal game is Egypt wanted to use the same tactics they used against South Africa to beat Senegal. Because, Senegal, South Africa, the teams that love to hold the ball and play. But the thing is, Senegal were very patient on the ball. They didn't rush to move forward with the ball so that Egypt can trap them and get the ball and attack them with pace. But Senegal was busy just propping Egypt, and then the good thing about Senegal is they have wingers, they have players that can hurt you, like they can get spaces and hurt you. But it's a good game from Egypt. Senegal, they played very well. Egypt waited for too long to really start playing. 7 minutes left, they had no chance.
Yeah, you're right. So we're gonna end very quick. Last thoughts, Mr. Warif. Then Afolabi will take us out.
Yeah, let me back to Nigeria Moroccan game. Well, I think for one hand, they shouldn't allow this Nigerian coach to go. They should give a chance to pick from where he has stopped. Because if they should allow him to go, that means people like starting afresh and it's taking the team backward. They should allow him to keep him and look into the team. Then for me personally, I want to see now Super Eagles team is not attractive to me personally. I can't play that kind of penalty, back pass.
No penalty, don't do that bullshit. You guys, I have a joke. This is the North Africa versus West Africa derby, but it's also the Islamic derby. Senegal is a Muslim country. Morocco is a Muslim country. Allah. because Sane is a serious Muslim. The guy follows all the rules. No alcohol, no nothing. This is the Allah derby. What do you say? What do you say about that?
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be tough. But I really want Senegal to win. I don't know why. But it's
not Senegal, man. I like Senegal and I like my name.
This is not good.
But if you look at Morocco's performance, it hasn't happened by accident. They have They have been gradual. They have been intentional. I mean, they qualified for the World Cup. They won 8 games without losing a single game. They scored 22 goals. They conceded 2. So they've been on a massively impressive run.
They've only given up 2 goals.
They've only given up 2 goals. So you look at that team and it has still, they understand each other. They've been building this for like 3 years back. Their coach has played 47 games and lost just a couple, maybe like 6 or 7. He has a 71% win percentage. So this didn't happen by accident. They have been deliberate. Even their facilities. I think Morocco is an example for Africa. If other teams can really invest in football infrastructure.
What's Senegal's coach's name? Who is it? They have a new guy.
Paptiao.
And let me give that guy credit. You know what he did? He benched Nicholas Jackson, and we were all insulted Nicholas Jackson. We don't need him anymore because the guy roams too much. He benched him, but he brought him back because he taught Nicholas Jackson a lesson. You can't, if you're a number 9, you can't be running around to the midfield or to the left and right for no reason, and then you leave a void. Nicholas Jackson was disciplined in this game. Even though he didn't score, he pinned down the Egyptians. So I like his strategy. He's very psychological, and he's very good. He's one of the coaches of the tournament. What do you think quickly about that, Sigodi? Yeah.
No, absolutely no. I really like that Senegal team. I also like Morocco team, so it's gonna.
Yeah, I like both of them.
Very, very.
But I'm pushing for Senegal, not because of West Africa, but because I like Mane. I want to see Mane rewarded for his hard work. Yeah, I like him.
Yes, yeah. But you can also feel for Morocco after all the investment that they've done.
They both have to do
African football. If they win. I'm saying good luck to both of them, especially Morocco, because once they win, everybody will take a lesson from them and start building
they've been doing well,
infrastructure, investing in football. That's what I want to see.
Semi-finals of the last World Cup. All right, Afolabi, take us out. You guys, brilliant. Tomorrow we're doing the finals preview. Tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
Take us out, Afolabi.
Okay, it's been another brilliant show. We've been discussing the big semi-final games of AFCON 2025. I'm from Mustafa, from Warifa and Segodi. My name is still Afolabi. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Talk about the Allah Derby.
Yes, for the Allah Derby, which is on Sunday.
Yeah, all right, guys. That's one, guys. This was a good show. And also, guys, thank you, man. We did it. Me and Warif started off.